What's up, everybody? It is Saturday, December 7th. I hope you're having a great day. It's cold. It's raining. This morning, I didn't feel like coming on here and doing a video. I want to be honest with you. Some things happened this morning and kind of threw me off tilt. But I was able to sit back and evaluate the situation and realize I could have done something better. And I acknowledge that, and I try to correct that. So hopefully everything turns out okay on that. I've done my part. We'll see. We did sign a contract today. We had a client come in from Abilene. They're booking us for next year for their quinceañera. Wonderful family. The quinceañera looks like a fun girl, so she's not too shy. So I like those kinds of quinces. We can work with any type of quinceañera. If they're shy or whatever the case is, we can bring out their personality. But it's always good when they're at that same level or that same kind of vibe. If you're doing events and stuff like that, I would highly recommend having the quince come so you can meet the person that you're going to be working with, not just the parents. Don't focus on just the parents because they're the ones going to pay for it. You want to win that quince. You want to win their respect. You want to win that they know that you're the right person for them. Like I tell anybody, I'm like, look, you know what? Make sure you click with your photographer. Even if it's not with us, if they go somewhere else, make sure that that person that you work with clicks with you. Because if they don't click, if your relationship as a photographer with your client is not, it's not clicking, the photos aren't going to click either. You're going to be clicking the camera, but what you're going to produce is not going to be what it could have been if you had taken the time to get to know the person. But anyways, the topic for today is how not to get into these price wars, how not to compete on pricing as a photographer. These videos are more for new photographers, maybe someone that's been doing stuff for a few years can learn something from this, and then maybe the old vanguard can as well. So we'll see. For the new photographers coming out to the business world, price yourself accordingly. Price yourself. You should always price your packages, your sessions, based upon what you're doing. Your skill level should match kind of that. If your skill level is at 50, you don't want to charge $10,000 for photography or some ridiculous amount because you're still learning. It takes progress. It takes a continuation of learning photography, apps, editing, everything. It takes time. I know it's exciting time. I know picking up a camera and you want to announce to the world, like, boom, I'm here. I can take your photos, book me. But if you don't price accordingly from the get-go and then build up, your clients, you're going to be ghosted left and right. In this series, we're always talking about coming into the market, being new. If you don't price accordingly, it's gonna destroy any kind of hope of getting more clients. So you want to step back and be like, hey, you know what? You want to be honest. You want to tell these people, hey, look, I'm new to photography. I understand you have a senior that's going to be graduating. Let me do their senior photos. This is the price that I'm offering because I'm new. Take advantage of it. If you're pricing, say you're pricing $200, you can work it two different ways. You can be like, hey, I'm new. My price is $200. This is what I can do for you. Or you could be like, hey, you know what? I'm new to the market. This is my price, and I'm gonna do this for you, and the photos are gonna be amazing. And let's get something booked. It's all. There's so many different ways of doing things, and everybody's gonna have their own way. When we started, I priced out at a certain point, and then as we grew every year, we had increases. So it's kind of, I like to see it as a ladder. You know, once we started getting better and better and better, of course our pricing starts to match our skills. match our investment. You know, you start buying new cameras, you start buying high dollar equipment, you start buying video cameras, you start offering more to your packages, and you're building more value. So that value has to be matched by the pricing. You're gonna find a lot of people like to get into these little price wars. This is for the people that have been in the industry for a while now. It's gonna be hard as you're seeing people book and you price, you know, you built this ladder going up, and then you start thinking, well, am I charging too much now? Am I not getting booked because I suck? Are these people not liking what I'm putting in this package? And at that time, you have to look back, you have to come back and look at your packages and be like, okay, you know what, this is what I offer, this is what I'm doing. You always want to research your market. You always want to find out what people are doing. You always want to find out what other people are offering in their services and build value on what you got. On these pages that I'm part of, it's funny because someone will come in and say, hey, look, I'm looking for photo and video and this and that, and this is what I want, this is what I want, and this is my budget. And you'll see the people that are comfortable in their value, they'll put their names. You're like, I'm fotolillyphotography, da da da, boom. Because they've already told you how much their budget is. But then you'll start seeing, hey, well, I got this package and I'll do it for $2,000. And then someone else, and then from like 4 comments, it goes into like 100,000 comments. And then as you scroll there, everybody's going and devaluing more. They're just boom, 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 because they're hungry. They want something booked. You'll see people, hey, I'll give you the day of, the day before, and 2 weeks after, you know, covering all this monster of more than what the client's asking for at a lower price. So it went from, say, the budget's $3,000 all the way down to like $1,500. Oh, $499, and I'll travel to you 10 hours away. And once I put my price on there, I back off. I'll come back to it and I'll see. If you see me wiping, it's because yesterday I had some white stuff. It was from coffee. So I don't stop the videos as I go to drink some water or whatever the case is. I'm just trying to do this as fast as I can and keep it as minimal editing. So, sorry, that's why I'm wiping. So I'll come back to this post and all of a sudden from the 3,000, you'll have this one person start off the new one like, hey, I'll do it for free. You're like, holy cow, man. And you don't want to get into that. Instead of involving yourself in price wars, involve yourself in showing your value, showing your worth. Out in the real world, you know, you'll pass by all these car dealerships and everybody's offering the same product. They're offering, you know, brand new cars, this off and this off, you know, but their pricings almost kind of match. It might be a little, hey, extra discounts here from the manufacturer or whatever, but it's almost kind of level. But they build value. You know, if you go to Louisville Cadillac out in Dallas or whatever that's at, you're gonna get value. You're paying for value. You're paying for that experience. You're paying for them, how they treat you as a customer, not just the vehicle. And it's gonna be hard. You know, I have to be honest with you, walking away from a potential contract, a booking. When you get on these calls, you'll give them your contract price. And they're like, well, you know, this person does this for me. This person will give me this. This person will do this. They offer me a free limo and all the bells and whistles. And you're just like, well, this is my package. And then they'll go to that question. Well, can you do that? It's okay to say no. It's okay. Hey, you know what? That's a great package. And then walk away. I try not to do things over the phone. First of all, because we get a lot of scammers that try to hit us up. Then we get a lot of photographers doing the back end sneaky stuff, trying to find out what your package is in and how you pitch. When everything's on our website, I don't know why they do that so much, but we get a lot of the calls like that. So we try to do everything in person. I know some people like to do virtual and stuff like that, but I like the old ways of doing things. I like the printed contract. I like dealing with people face to face. I like that human interaction. And we found that it helps build our value because we set the appointment. Whether they come and they book with us or not, at least we established why our price is set. So they'll come and we immediately, instead of talking about the price, we'll tap on the price. And then I'm like, let me show you why. I show them our photo work. I show them our video work. I show them how we are as a person. I explain to them what I'm going to do for them. I build the value in what my package is instead of trying to fight them on pricing or fight other photographers. And I'll tell them that on our place. In the middle of the conversation, I'm like, look, you know what? I know you can find a cheaper price. I know there's people out there that have a better package than, a cheaper price than what we have. But this is what I do. This is what I'm going to do for you. And that helps. That helps. When you tell someone why you believe you're worth something, it changes that outcome. It changes the perspective. Not everybody's going to sign. We've had some people who come in and they're like, okay, well, thank you for your time. And then one case, someone said, they laughed in our face. They're like, damn. 2 months later, that same person came back after their quinceañera and wanted me to go and try to edit this video someone did for them. I don't like to throw people's names out there and stuff like that. And I looked at it, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. They dropped the ball on this. I can't touch this. And then plus it's already copywritten. It belongs to that other photographer, videographer. I couldn't touch their stuff. But it was a lesson learned, not for me, for them. It was a lesson learned about going with cheap photography or budget pricing and stuff like that. I always tell people, look, you know what? You can spend anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 on a quinceañera. You can have the best food. You can have the best DJ. You can have the most memorable experiences. But they're going to be up here if you don't have a good photographer. They're going to be up here only and here instead of it being physical. It's very important for event photography for a client to understand that they're placing that entire night in the hands of who they choose. And I try to stress to them, don't choose based upon pricing. Tweak some other stuff. Oh, you know what? You have this type of DJ. You have this type of this. Where can you cut on your budget to afford a better photographer, a better videographer? That's what you want to do. That's the purpose of my video today, is to help you build value. With value, I mean, it's up to the person. I believe when you're looking at something, you for example, Home Depot, you go buy a tool at Home Depot, you're going to pay high top pricing. But then you go to another place like Walmart or Harbor Freight, you can get that same type of product but for cheaper. But guess what? It's going to break. Guess what? The quality is not as good as what you got here. And that's just the reality of things. So focus on value. Focus on building your worth. Don't focus on pricing. Pricing is just it's a downward trend. It's a race to the bottom, as they say. And I truly believe that. Once you start to get into these little price wars and start doubting what you do because they're not booking you because of your price, you do value what you bring to the plate. Imposter syndrome, it's gonna hit hard, especially when you're new to the market and you see everybody having 15,000 quinces booked in a year. I challenge you to go find out more about that competitor. So, and like I said, go to their website first. Most of the competitors out there, they'll have their stuff out there. You don't do nothing sneaky. Don't go in there and fake that you have a quince going on just to find out what they're doing. You can just go there. It's public. Some of them. What I found when I started thinking of other photographers that were booking, I was down on myself. I'm like, oh my God, dude, what am I doing wrong? Then I realized their pricing was cheap. The pricing was low. And 4 of their events would be one of mine. And it changed my perspective. It helped me focus on, hey, you know what? Yeah, they're cheap. Yeah, they're booking, but man, I don't want to work 4 weekends for one of my events. So if I have one event for the month, that's good because I'm not working 4 events for cheaper. You're gonna find people that are more expensive than you. You know, you're gonna find more people that are expensive, people that are cheap, and then you're somewhere in the middle, or you're one of the luxury photographers. And that's okay too. It should be a continual climb. So if you're doubting what your pricing is, evaluate, build your value, talk about what you bring, don't talk about your price. And remember that even though you might be at a certain price level, you know, for the old Vanguard, they're gonna find you. People will look for value. If people are looking for price, that's not the clients you want. It's just gonna be a headache down the road because they usually ask for more. And I know that sounds kind of brutal, but I've personally seen it. The people that pay cheaper prices want more out of it. And that's okay. It's just not for me. So I hope this helps you. I hope it helps my new photographers, photographers that have been in the industry. It's always for me. It helps me remind myself that I'm valuable. I bring something to the plate. And I'm worth something. So anyways, that was today's video. I hope you hang in for tomorrow's video. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And hopefully you apply some of these things that I talked about today. Deuces.